What's going on, boys? It's DaleyBricks here in the Brick Barracks, and today we are going to be reviewing my all-time favorite LEGO stop-motion channel, JSLegoMaster. He is known in the community as a legend of the craft. He truly brought forth stop motions into the public eye and got so many people addicted in LEGO stop motion creation, watching, collecting, everything. The dude is a legend in the community. So what we're going to be checking out first is LEGO Story of Sergeant Winterbottom. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a very nostalgic experience for a lot of people. I know for me especially, the story of Sergeant Winterbottom is definitely something that got me very involved in LEGO. So somewhere at the battlefields of Gallipoli 1915, since several months the British troops are fighting against the Turks. Both sides are heavy casualties and the battle is getting more intense every day. Okay, that was really fast. That was a toughie. But here we have Gallipoli right here. And there we have it. The units. And as you can see, he used custom sticker decals. Actually, this was the first way I learned how to make LEGO decals, was through his videos. And basically what you do is you get your printer, you get a sheet of stickers, like little name tag stickers, and then you'd size up in Microsoft Word or whatever you were using the little LEGO torso on the stickers. You'd print out a whole sheet of them, you'd cut them out, and then you just put the sticker on the LEGO figures. It was very crude, but it worked, and it was way cheaper than buying brick arms at the time, which was extraordinarily expensive, still is very expensive, but, that was what I could afford as a kid, and this guy taught me how to do so.
Sergeant Winterbottom, are your men ready to attack?
Yes, sir.
The
And yours,
greatest
Sergeant
accents
Yes,
ever.
sir. Very well. Order to attack.
So, he was very famous for his trench charges. I think that was definitely one of the things that is most memorable for me, is a lot of his videos involve some sort of trench charge, a lot of World War I warfare. So here, over this way, these are the Ottoman ranks over here, and then the attackers are, of course, the Australians, the Anzacs, the Brits, but primarily the Australians deserve most of the credit for Gallipoli, of course. But there we've got a little machine gun firing. You can see here that this was sort of prior to brick arms being all that special or anything like that. I mean, brick arms, I think maybe was around at that time, but not very popular. Now brick arms is, all the rage. But back then, it was very, very difficult to get brick arms stuff, supplies, and it just wasn't as existent. So he's using a lot of actual LEGO rifles and things like that. It's very choppy, but the animation actually works better that it's choppy. I think the fact that the frame rate is a little bit funky, as well as the fact that it's very blurry, makes this still stand up to this day. It looks like you're watching an old style film versus watching like a bad LEGO stop motion. Because it's not a bad LEGO stop motion. For the time, this was, pretty much the best there was out there. There wasn't no fancy productions or anything like that. This was probably the best of the best at the time. And so the fact that it still holds up today, just with the shaky cam, with the blurred, camera quality and stuff like that, it makes it feel like you're watching more of like a historical LEGO film versus just an old LEGO. I think it's cool. Either way, you can see the slaughters happening in the trenches. Oh, no, this was during brick arms, because you can see that Sergeant Winterbottom has one of the very first brick arms pistols produced. That's pretty sick, actually. I mean, this was 14 years ago.
Are these all men left to my platoon?
No! I'm also left, but we're all gonna die if we don't stop this. Stop this, MGs! For God's sake, we have to come up with something!
You're right. Okay.
It's not the best, but it's amazing. This holds
hot.
just such a special place in my heart.
Grenade left.
Oh yeah, brick arms grenades.
Me too!
All right. You two follow me. The rest of you cover us from back here. Any questions? All right. Take your positions.
Go, go, go! Come on, Sergeant Winterbottom! You've got him! Alright.
All right, boys. Let's go.
There we go, the firing line. Sending out some shots. Ooh, what a snipe on the MG trooper right there. Beautiful. Oh, we got counter grenades coming out. Oh, my man's. Poor lad. But there we go. Oh, the grenade's still pulled. Massive explosion. Oh, the blood. The blood and bones. My goodness. There we go. Sergeant Winterbottom gets his grenade off. His ally gets his grenade off. And that's going to explode all of that, taking out the MG. They make it over the top. I mean, you have to understand, 4 minutes and 52 seconds with an actual plot line in these LEGO stop motions was pretty rare at the time. At the time, a lot of LEGO stop motions were, you know, 1 minute to 2 minutes long. They had somewhat of a narrative, but really not much. I mean, in this, you've got, you know, the opening, you've got the trials at the beginning, you've got their plan to overcome the trials, you've got them now overcoming the trials, and eventually, you know, you've got them capturing the bunkers, using the MG against the enemies and things like that. So, pretty impressive stuff. And this was very cool too. I think he sort of started this, but basically, you know, the credits having like the number of frames used, the number of minifigs used, etc., etc. Jonathan Snyder, age 14, 2008. Absolute bloody legend. I was 10 at the time, and I looked up to him so much. So cool what he was doing here. But that's the first one. But then I would say probably, you know, his most famous one, and I'm not simply just saying this because of view count, but because of how memorable this is and how influential it is LEGO World War II Battle of Ramelle. This was one of the ones that really got me addicted into World War II Legos. Before that, I was very into Star Wars Legos and stuff like that, but this got me really, really into World War II Legos. And not to mention the fact that he used movie voice acting and things like that from Saving Private Ryan in this influenced so many future Brick Productions people to do the same thing. This was a very influential film. Also, his set design in this is really, really cool. The vehicles used in this from Brick Mania, as well as the Brick Arms, weapons and stuff. Yep, there you go. There's the, you know, Tom Hanks screaming, "Go lock and load!" Stuff like that. I mean, this isn't a certified hood classic. This is just a banger video through and through. You can see that his set design, his ability to actually go ahead and create these stop motions improved drastically from this time. I mean, this is, you know, what really made him, I think, famous in the LEGO stop motion scene, and what inspired a ton of people. Just a crap ton of people. It's just beautiful. Also, his LEGO minifigs were top of the line. Here we go. There we go. And he finally starts actually using, you know, visual effects and stuff like that that aren't practical effects. He starts using, you know, After Effects and things like that in here, which just, I think, enhances things so much more. There we go. Takes out the tank right there. But not really. The crew's still alive, and they're still capable of taking out people. There we go. More Sergeant, or sorry. I was about to say Sergeant Winterbottom. Saving Private Ryan voice acting in there as well. It's also just so brutal. Just so brutal. What I was gonna say earlier is that his minifigs were really on point. You know, basically all of them were custom made by him. Down to the helmets having that custom mesh on them and things like that. It just looks so good for the time. I remember trying to replicate a lot of his stuff. I came close a few times, but never really managed to get that gritty war look that he gets. And you can see he scuffs up his LEGO figures a lot. His LEGO figures are very damaged and things like that, but it works for the aesthetic, the grittiness of his stop motions. I mean, absolute legend. I mean, again, the frame rate isn't the best, but it works so well. It feels like you're watching an actual film. And the shaky cam, the zooms, the panning, it's all really well done to match the theme of the movie. Rather than going for, you know, hyper-realism in terms of, like, the camera quality and stuff like that, he goes for making it work for him, which is something that I think a lot of people with their stop motions aren't able to do, because their stop motions, they might have like the best camera in the world, but their animations aren't the smoothest. It would almost be better if they had a less quality camera like this with their unsmooth motions to make it have that aesthetic appeal that this does. Absolutely unbelievable. I still never understood how they didn't die right there. I mean, the set recreation is just so good. Oh, this part actually scarred me from the actual movie, Saving Private Ryan. With the knife scene and stuff like that. But it's a little bit different in this one. Oh no, it's a different scene than I thought. I thought that was when the knife goes into him. Never mind. Maybe they don't do that in this. I don't remember actually. But there we go. They end up taking off right there. And it comes to a close. Beautifully done. So good. 1,700 photos. 27 minifigs used. And I think that's something that a lot of people still haven't really mastered in, Lego stuff, is that you don't need 100 Lego minifigures to make a stop motion. You just don't. You can reuse Lego minifigs in different areas, or you could just replace the head but use the same armor. Use 10 guns throughout the whole thing, but just show all 10, and then once someone dies, using one, replace it to another guy who's new. Really taking advantage of the number of pieces you have. You don't need a lot to make a Lego stop motion. You just need to have enough to make it good. And I think this is a great example of this here. Either way, sadly, JSLegoMaster went offline with Lego Story of Sergeant Winterbottom Part 3. I remember being so hyped when this came out. I remember just being so ecstatic when I got to see Part 3 come out. However, it would be the last we'd see of Sergeant Winterbottom. But it's a climactic bang. I mean, you just have these epic charges through World War I Gallipoli. You can see he's improved his sets. He's improved his minifigs over time here. Just very, very gorgeous. Oh! Just brutal. That firing line, I still remember seeing that and just losing my freaking mind as a little, 10-year-old at the time. Just being like, that is the sickest thing I've ever seen.
Sergeant Taylor, I need artillery support. 10 rounds. Sector K9.
Yes, sir. Fire
Sergeant
mission.
Taylor.
Sector K9. 10
I remember
rounds.
these cannons. I wanted to build them so bad. I think they're custom. I don't think they're from Brickmania. I know he got some of his tanks and stuff from Brickmania, but I think these were custom cannons that he built himself, which were really, really cool. And you can see he is using those effects again, and to great success. The effects he uses, they're not the flashiest, they're not the fanciest, but they're perfect for his style of animation, and they make it look so good. There's the original Brick Arms Lewis gun. I have one of those still from when I was a kid. Absolutely loved them. Absolutely gorgeous weapon right there. There we go. Ottoman Empire moving up, moving forward, and trying to secure Sergeant Winterbottom's siege line.
Sarge, we've broken our right flank.
Okay, boys. Counterattack!
Yeah, the counterattack! This is just so great. I mean, it's a good note for him to end his channel off on. Just a classic brick film. Executed so well. Again, inspiring so many people to do these kinds of videos and things like that. But it is definitely sad that this is sort of the last we ever saw of him. From what I know of, maybe he has a different channel. Oh my god, the mow down, hoedown, and then the head cut off. I remember that. Dude had to destroy his minifigure for that one shot, but it was so worth it. Also, the weight of him like swinging the guns around and stuff like that, it feels so real, man. It feels so real. Either way, I think we are going to end this off here. We get to see a little bit more mowing action, but I'll leave you guys to watch that on your own. 1,665 photos. Seriously, go give JSLegoMaster a subscription. He is such an amazing Lego content creator, and it's sad that he is gone now. But he inspired so many people with his brick films and content. And I certainly wouldn't be as into Legos as I am without JSLegoMaster being a massive inspiration for me. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you remember this guy. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.